Hi, everybody.
What's up, Facebook world? We are here jamming to Prince, and we just wanted to play it really quick. Go crazy. Anyways, we were just having a blast today. But we wanted to come on live and talk about something that has been true to our hearts, and we were just talking about it with somebody. And you can't fall into this trap in your business. So in your business, you have a path, you have a track that you're running on, and it's what you're doing to create activity every day, results, all those different things. You have a system, you have culture, all those things wrapped onto this track, and these are the things that you do. So what happens a lot of times, it could be, do this, do that, do this. But then what happens is you'll have people that say, well, it's not working, or I'm not getting results, or I'm going to do it this way, I'm going to go do it that way, and I'm going to jump off the track with you and go down the hill and figure this thing out. And what you can't do is jump off the track with them and go down the hill and dive in that pit with them, because before you know it, your whole career will be going from pit to pit to pit to pit to pit, and you'll never get back on track, and you'll never get what you can get from this business. And we see it all the time, don't we, babe?
Well, yeah, and I think, too, it's all about, I think that, especially as Americans, we don't like this whole thing called boredom, right? And so we get in this business and we learn these skills that we're supposed to do to build our business, and we start doing them, and they tell us to do them like every day. And so a lot of times, and we're guilty of that, It's like, my gosh, this gets boring. And you know what? It's supposed to be a little bit boring because it's all about us becoming what we talk about is brilliant on the basics. So it's like, are you brilliant on the basics? Is your team brilliant on the basics? And a lot of times, I think what happens is people decide to get super creative, like these, and I know that there's creative people on that are watching. I'm creative too. But what I learned in network marketing, that sometimes being creative, it can hurt you a little bit, because we try to we're like, oh, we like this. Like, for example, if the system was A, B, C, D, right? If that was a system, a lot of us sometimes, we get a little bit creative and we're like, well, I like A, but maybe I'm going to change it up just a little bit. B, I don't really know if I like that, so I'm not going to do it. And C and D, okay, I'll do that. And then they can't figure out, well, why is my business stinking? Why am I making no money? They get frustrated, they get upset, and then why is their team so discombobulated, disconnected, what have you, is because that whole process of what we call duplication is just duplicating crazy, right? And so it's so important to go, just to always remind ourselves, pull us back on the track, right? And go, hey, we got to get back to the basics. Like, what's the basics of the business? And I'll tell you that I think for all of us, we get a little tired of that sometimes. And so we try to change it up and try to be cool and try to, be whatever. But what happens at the end of the day is it paralyzes people from doing anything inside of our business. So, I want to encourage you. And I think too, sometimes what happens is that if the business isn't working for you yet, right? If the business isn't working for you yet, sometimes all of a sudden we get distracted by these bright shiny objects or whatever it may be, all these different techniques, or oh hey, I need to maybe do it the way that Joe's doing it, or maybe I need to be more like this person or that person. And the reality is you just need to stay on track with that. And I see sometimes people all of a sudden start pulling. Tony and I see it inside of teams that we have, where all of a sudden they're pulling and doing different things differently because they feel like, oh, I'm not getting those results yet. And it's just a matter of, you've got to be able to be willing to do it over and over and over and over again, right? Until you get those results. So it's just, that's the easiest way to stay out of the pits. Otherwise, you're going to be following the next person and you're going to be in the pit.
And
right?
don't let the person come in that has the marketing degree and the education, so to speak, and tell you, no, we have to do it this way. This is how this works. For this system, for this business, for this culture to really work, we have to do it this way. Or the people that have the big deal-itis, right? No, don't fall into that trap. You know more than them. I don't care what their education is or what they've been doing or what they've been telling you. You know more than them. So don't let yourself go down the hill into the pit, and then you're jumping pit to pit to pit to pit going, this ain't fun. We're not making any money. This isn't what you told me it was going to be. Well, you're pit hopping. Stop pit hopping.
Right, exactly. Big dealitis. That's funny. I never heard that before. Yeah, anyways. Okay. So I guess that's really our tip today, guys. Is just really stay focused, right? Get brilliant on the basics, right? I mean, that can be a whole topic in itself, but just really stay focused on that, keeping your blinders on, and just really be careful of like, hey, following that person into that pit. You know what I mean? It's just so important.
You got it. Have an awesome day, awesome week. We'll talk to you tomorrow. See you, everyone.
All right. Bye, guys. Take care.